Okay, so and then part A, I'm going to 5 mLs. Okay, and then part A, I'm going up to 10 mLs. All right. Mix it up. I'm just using artist resin. Okay, and I will tell you though that the back part, when you guys go to back this, it does take a lot of epoxy. I think I figured somewhere between 40 and 45. Depending on how much glitter or mica you use. No. Nancy, I'm using counterculture artist resin. Okay, so the question is asked, have I used fast set in these molds? Yes, I have. It is not recommended to use fast set in any molds, especially these ones. Yes, the regular artist resin. I use thin. I use thin a lot in my molds, but I just happen to have regular artist resin right here. So they have their thin and medium that's also really good for molds. Okay. All right. You have your glitter colors picked out. Okay. We're going to go with Panama City. I do this two different ways. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll empty out my epoxy in here and then add my glitter. Sometimes I'll do my glitter first, then add my epoxy. There's no right or wrong reason, or right or wrong way. Okay? So, choose some glitter in the bottom of your cup. This is Panama City. This is, I'm literally just pulling for whatever I have in arm's reach. Okay, Balos. That's the good thing about doing the crayon boxes, unless you're really trying to stay with a theme. You just put some colors together. Don't have to worry about anything really matching, you know? Chocolate Beach. Lake Tarvis. This one looks like a cool color. Papacolea Beach. And then Harbor Island. All right. Back down. Do a little bit of epoxy in each one. Now, 4 of these crayons, as you can see, are decent size, and then you have 2 little slivers. Okay. All right, and then just mix it up. Again, you're just doing one, so it's okay. It can be a little thicker than what you're normally used to working with. Okay. Except for that one. Oh no, that's gonna be all right. I'm wiping my stir stick off between every one. There's the disadvantage to putting your glitter in before you put your epoxy in. My glitter soaked up all the epoxy. It's all good. I got a little bit. I got a little bit right here. All right. Spray your crayons. And I'm going to do, I don't have, oh, you must go here and you must go there. I just say, I don't have a whole lot of this mixed up, so I'm going to go ahead and put my brown. I'm just using my stir stick. Okay. And I'm just going to place it in there. Okay. Make sure that, and that's what I'm saying, even 10 mLs for everything is too much. I know I use a little extra, but if I would have put my epoxy down first and then my glitter, I wouldn't have needed to do that. Okay. And then from there, you can go over here and be like, well, I don't want this, you know, just fill in your crayons. make sure that you get, so the little triangles that you see in there are the etching marks. So you want to make sure that you have it nice and full. Having the alcohol in there, sprayed in this area, will help to release all the bubbles as you're patting this down. Alcohol. I only ever spray down the molds with alcohol. Okay, and then I make sure it's all nice and in there. You wipe your stir stick off, pick your next color. This one is the Panama City. So I did Chocolate Beach first, then Belos. Now I'm putting in Panama City. If you have the medicine cups that bend real nicely, where you can like these ones don't. Alicia has them. You super pinch them together and they just pour right on out. That will be good. I gave her all of those because I don't like them. But for this, they would be helpful. Okay. So you just want to make sure you have all the way up to the tip of your crown nice and filled in. I went back over there because I noticed a bubble. So I popped it. Okay. We'll go with the green. And this is, I forgot the name. It's right here. The green that I'm using right now is Papacolea Beach. So this is how I fill up the crowns. If you have syringes at the Plenty and you want to use syringes, by all means. Those, and I'll show you what I mean. These ones, when I pinch them, they don't, of course this one's going to work. Typically these ones don't do that, okay? If you're able to do this and pour in there, by all means, pour it in there, okay? You'll have good control. Everything will be great. Okay, and then I'm going to do orange for my little sliver over here. I cannot see comments at the moment. Give me just a minute and I will check them. So when you see me patting this down, I'm patting it down just to make sure that all the glitter is settling. Okay, because it is such a small little area, I don't really want to do the pick up and drop method. Alright, and then now Harbor Island. Yes, Harbor Island. So let's see. I should be able to pour this one. No. Again, how you get these filled in, I know that there's is a lot easier ways. This is just what works for me. And it helps me make sure that I have everything filled in. And then it's also, for me, it's also a little easier to control if I have a little bit of excess. I have control over this more so than I do the medicine cup. It, for me. Okay? And then I will take, this is just plain old alcohol, and spray it down again. Now, I have a lot of epoxy left. White. Yes. Yes. The small syringes, if you have a way to get those itty bitty syringes, those are amazing. But I understand, you know, the small syringes, the super flexible medicine cups, spoon it in like that. Either way. So I have a whole bunch of this left over. You know, a good chunk of that left over. Some brown, Lake Tarbis, the green, the pink. That's why I like the fact that I have multiple molds, because then I can use the same colors in different orders and it'll look completely different. So that is done. That part is done. Okay, doing the crayons. Now I'm going to mix up a little bit more epoxy. And we're going to go ahead and back these two. Yeah, and then what, okay, so I can kind of prepare you guys also. I pre-paint all of the etching marks here, 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 and along the crowns. I pre-paint all of those white. I do all of them white. Yes. The two that you're gonna see me back, they're cured. Might as well back them both. Now, as far as like a color for the crayon box, when I posted that picture and I asked everybody which, for mica powder, now, okay, when I use mica powder, I have micas from Counterculture I have not had a chance to use yet. But the one you guys have seen is flash yellow. Yes, it's the flash yellow. Okay, that's when I had all three of those laid out and I was like, ooh, which one? And that's what we all went with. It's gorgeous. All right. Yes, I was getting there. Stuff all over me. Yes, the flash yellow is from Dennis with Metal Flake and Pearl. I Smirnoff just used his two of his micas for the watermelon cup, and then I've been using his for a while because Alicia has almost every color. And then I asked her for some of the yellows that she had, and she brought me 3 of them, and the flash yellow was the first one that I used, and I freaking love that one. It's my favorite one. So I've been kind of stuck backing all of them with it. Now you can use from Beach Girlz, you can use, I think that was a mistake. You can use Malibu Beach or Yellow Tang, but they're gonna be see-through. I had my back. You can kind of see them through. The mica powder is the one that makes it to where you can't see through. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up. I'm gonna mix up some more epoxy. Okay. I'm gonna mix up 40 mLs to do. Now when you pour the back, okay, when you back this, you'll see me, it's one solid pour. Everything gets poured, okay? And I am going to use the mica powder, and I'm pretty heavy-handed with it. If you wanted to add a little bit of, but you don't need to, because it's so pretty on its own. So I'm not going to go there. I just didn't wipe it off. Yes, Melissa, I'm getting there. When you demold it, that's when you etch it. And the corners are the etchings. No, ma'am. I've actually not tried that method. I've seen some people do that, Melissa, and I've been, oh no, ma'am. I've been too nervous to try that. I've seen people do it though. I've just been nervous. Not really, Bridget. We just did the crayons and I epoxied the cups. And now I'm backing one of the molds. I have a serious pile of epoxy going on. So I'm just mixing it up. Now I did, okay, I'm mixing up 40 mLs. Am I talking louder than normal? So just mix up your epoxy. Now this one too, I am using artist resin. Same. When I go and I add in the mica powder, I'll turn you guys down so you can see how much I use. Like I said, okay, good, Melissa. I am pretty generous when it comes to adding the mica powder on this because I don't want to be able to see the crowns show through. So ooh, I want to know. Alicia, who was it? Oh, you probably won't be able to look. The last two people that ordered this box while Alicia was on vacation that got our last two boxes, they got some extra beads in their box. And I hope that they decide to use them. because they're super cute. You know, when we etch, I'm going to take you guys inside because it's really hot. Alright, you got 3. And that's fine. That's what you're supposed to get. The last couple of orders that went out, yep, I'm showing all 3 right now. The last orders that went out, I dropped some extra special, yeah, I figured, sorry. I dropped some extra stuff in there. See? When Boss Lady is away, I play. I drop extra stuff in people's packages, and then, you know, it is what it is, huh? I just gotta find my spoon. One day, folks. It's coming soon. Okay, you can just use your stir stick. That doesn't have... I'm backing it. I'm showing, Nancy, I'm showing all 3 steps. So the very first step that we did was I did the crayons. I showed you guys how to pour the crayons. And then I had a mold that already had the crayons poured. So I'm going to show you how to do the epoxy for this one. Okay? And then I have a mold that's done and we've pulled it out of the mold. Then I'm going to show you guys how to paint this. Okay? And do all the etching lines. It's all going to be done on this one live. Alright, so I'm going to turn you guys down. So one of the benefits to having more than one of the molds. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, here's the little bit of, and you guys, I think I've done like 12 of these already, and 7 or 9 of them have been with this, and I still have a whole bunch left in here, and that's after me saying that I'm generous with them, with how much I use. So, and this is just me borrowing from Alicia's little stash. So, let's see. There's 1, 2. I'll mix that up. Okay, I'll mix this up. And this is flash yellow. Okay, get it nice and mixed. And then if it's, to make sure it's going to give you the coverage that you're wanting, okay, you look at it on your stir stick. If when you pull it out, you can't see the metal on the stir stick, you're good. Okay? If it looks like that, where you can still see metal through it, I would add more. Okay. But for me, I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm sorry, I can't see comments at the moment because I have everybody, I have my phone turned down. So I'm gonna do one more scoop of the powder, and then I'm good. I'll mix it up. Ooh. So pretty. Look at that. And that's good. For me, and the way that I like the crayon boxes to come out, that coloring is really good. Okay. I'll let it sit for just a moment. Let any bubbles come to the top. I'm going to spray my mold again with alcohol. And because I already know that my table is not level, I'm going to combat that early. Okay, Nancy, that's okay. If you have a yellow glitter, you can use it. You can order the yellow mica from Dennis, and he ships very fast. Okay, so I'm generous when it comes to the alcohol. Okay, let me take a look really quick. Yes. Yeah, we did the dispersion. Yeah. Okay, so you want to make sure before you back the mold that your crayons are completely cured. Completely cured. Being that they are smaller, it's not going to take the full amount of time for them to cure, but they need to be cured before you back the mold. Yes, you can use yellow glitter. Our first couple of ones that we did, I don't think Alicia or I have the very first ones that we did. The yellow glitter, I may have it inside. But the yellow glitter, it was way see-through. The mica powder for our liking was the only thing that made it to where you couldn't see through the back. You see what I mean? So this is yellow boxfish and mermaid tears mixed together. And then we have another one floating around here where it's the yellow boxfish and mermaid tears and the dispersion color from Counterculture. We just couldn't find anything rich enough to hide the back of the crowns. Oh, nice. It might, Michelle. I haven't had a chance to play with that part of it, just because um I really just like the way that the mica looks, and I didn't want to I didn't want to take away from the mica color. Yeah. And I don't, you guys can see here the yellow on yellow. I don't like the yellow on yellow. Not this way. I don't like that. Again, this is all personal preference. I have yellow crayons. Now, because I'm using mica for the backing, I have yellow glitter in the crayon. That's going to be totally fine. It was the yellow glitter on top of yellow glitter that I don't like. This is pretty, there is a right way to pour this that says you must do the crayons first, wait for those to set, and then back it. But as far as how you do the coloring, it's 100% customizable to you and what you want to do, or 100% customizable for your customer. They may tell you, hey, I want my crayon box to be black because they want you to put the school logo on there, or, you know, something different on there. How freaking cool would that be? So it is extremely versatile. You can make the crayons be the team colors. You can make the crayons be the team colors for the school or for the teacher that you're doing. Possibilities are endless. We were trying to do, you know, the Roy G. Biv, and we were just like kids in a candy shop. Okay, I'm gonna turn you guys down, and I'm gonna go ahead and back this one. Okay. All right. Again, I know my table isn't level, so I put my little handy dandy stir stick. I've let this sit, and I pour this slow. Okay. You don't, it's not that you must start in a corner and go. It's just me. But I do pour slow. And you are going to make sure that you completely cover everything. And here's where you guys are going to see that Alicia says she's proud of me because I made exactly enough epoxy. That was probably the most satisfying thing I've ever done. Okay, so I have a smidge left over. Okay. But I'll sit here with it for just a moment and make sure I don't have little air bubbles that that pop up. Because there isn't a lot of sturdiness to this other than just up here at the top, I do not pick this up and drop it. That's why I spray real heavy with the alcohol along the bottom. I'm going to give it a minute and I'm going to spray the back of it. I don't know time. You guys can't see it on camera, but I'm sitting here and I'm watching all the little bubbles pop. $40 mLs. It took me exactly 40 to back this with mica powder. With glitter, it will probably be right at about 50 or maybe 45. Yes, on the yellow with the mica powder. You got to remember, mica powder and glitter will react differently because your glitter is going to want to soak up some of that epoxy more so than what the mica will. That speck of red is going to bother me, but I'm scared to death. There we go. I got it. I got it. There it went. Yeah, to back this mold takes a lot. To do the crayons, it takes hardly anything. Okay, I'm just sitting here for just one more moment. Make sure I do this quickly. And I stay on the epoxy part very quick. And that's it. That's the only amount of heat that I ever put to it. And you really shouldn't do it. But with mica powder, I tend to get a lot of pinholes, even with all the epoxy or all the alcohol that I spray down. So this is just added. No. You can't. You wouldn't be able to use the UV because the mold is not clear. All right. So that's done. Okay. So what we did was I showed you guys how to fill in this part. Okay. Make sure you have your colors picked out, ready to go for your crowns. All right. We scooped them in, filled it up. and then you'll let your crayons cure. Once your crayons are cured, you'll use at least 40 mLs for the backing of your mold. Okay, at least 40. You could use more if you're going to be using they just closed school. If you're going to be using a glitter, you're going to take more than 40 mLs. Okay? And then you're going to let that completely cure. Hang on one moment. Okay, let Nanny know I'm about to come in, but I'm still going to be live for about 10 minutes. Yeah. If my live cuts out, it's because the school is calling me to tell me, but I just seen the text come through and the email come through that they're canceling school tomorrow. So there's that. Okay. Once you've let your mold cure for the 24 hours, coming from somebody that has zero patience, I let this one cure like it's supposed to. We live to put it into perspective where the storm is hitting right now, we live about 250 miles east of where the storm is hitting. We've gotten some pretty bad rains today, so that just gives you an idea of how big this storm is. And we do have flooding. And I guess there are some places that are inaccessible, and once it reaches a certain percentage, they just shut everything down. Okay, so once your mold is all nice and cured, you will pull it. I got glitter all over the back of this. You'll pull it, and this is what it's going to look like. And then, so the colors that I use to etch, like I said, we're going to go inside because I'm hot. But I'm going to tell you guys the colors before I strategically manhandle all of this. Okay? The colors I use is any kind of a white. And I love Kelly green. For the box. Now, the one box that you guys seen in the group, that was the real pastel yellow. I used a darker green on that one, and it was super pretty. So that one is Holly Branch. I would suggest maybe playing with these two for your box colors, for the triangles and the trim, and then white. Again, that's if you're going for a traditional look. Okay? Okay, for us, our colors are maroon, black, white, and silver. Okay, we're the Raiders. I would do a maroon box. My box would be maroon. And I would etch in white. I don't know. I thought about that after I said it. Anyways, sorry. You can etch, if you're not going for a traditional look, you can etch in whatever colors. Okay? You can have this be black you can etch it in silver or gray. You could etch it in gray. That would look really sharp. That would look sharp. So you do your box, your backing in black, and then you can etch it in gray, and then just do your crayons in the other colors, like a Paradise Bay, the different silvers and stuff that we've got. That would look really sharp. It is. I keep touching the one spot. Y'all, I tell you, when we get excited about these things, we just 90 to nothing, mix everything up and go. Okay, so we're gonna go inside. Okay? I'm currently hot. I'm gonna yes, the yellow tang. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh, those cups look so good. Okay, hang on 1 second. All right. Ooh. There was another text message from school. Nobody's box did. We didn't provide, for the crown box mold, we didn't send anything for it. It was just a... Did you hear? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it is super pretty. So I'm going to show you guys. Okay. That is the color that we just used. Okay. And then here's some with the glitters that we used, but how they're very see-through. That's the holly branch, the green, and then the pastel. This is the pastel yellow. But see, even it being pastel, that mica, you can't see the crayons through it. Okay? But here you can. thing. And then there's the yellow on yellow. I think this is one of the first ones we did. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Yeah, it is. Okay. And there's that one. So I know at the beginning I showed you guys, that's why we like it with the white. Because even on the yellow crayon, it shows up nicely. Alright. So I'm going to turn you guys down. So you can see how I etch. I'm not going to really be able to see any kind of comments so much. Okay. So I'm just taking the white. And I will go over all of I will go over all the etching marks in white first. Okay? Angled brush. Angled brush for this is really going to be your best friend. Okay, and then I take the edge of it like this. And there's that channel right here. And I will just kind of pack it in there and drag it. Do a little bit more. Because it's just a base, I'm really not worried about it. And here I'll take my finger, give it some pressure, and wipe away the excess. Clean lines. Okay? Do the same on this side. So all I'm doing is rinsing and repeating what I did on this side and doing it on this side. take my finger and I wiped it off. Okay. Now, the reason why I base it white is because I won't have to use as much green. It's just a matte. Okay, so and then you've got the U part up here. Okay, and take that